Hey guys, we've got my friend William Fred Marsalis in the studio tonight. Fred works for the Concordia Parish School Board. He owns his own gym, MDP Fitness. He's a husband, he's a father, he's very motivational, and I can't wait for you to get to learn more about him. Let's go! All right, welcome everybody to the studio. Got my man Fred in the house tonight. How you doing?
Good to see you, Ronnie. Glad to be here, man.
I've been excited about this one for a little while.
It's been a while.
Get you in. So for everybody that don't know Fred, which most people probably do, you heard the intro. But my favorite thing about Fred is that he's very motivational, very inspirational, very inclusive. We do a project together, and I really like the positive vibe that you bring. The only bad thing that I found about him so far is that he's a Cowboys fan.
I've been dealing with that my whole life. 95 was our last Super Bowl, and I'm still waiting for my other one. I don't know if I might be dead and gone before it happens, but still gonna root for him. I'm loyal to the core.
Oh man, that's all right. I can't beat you up too bad about it. I've been a Saints fan my whole life, so I can't talk too much.
You and my wife got that in common. So it happens.
Oh goodness. Let's start there. Let's talk a little bit about. Let's start with your wife and your two daughters. Tell me a little bit about Let's start with how you tricked your wife into falling for you.
Whew, man, look, my wife is the core of our family. Nothing works without her.
Betty
Marsalis.
Okay.
Met her when I was hosting events at the Natchez Manor back in 2014. It was right before the Jack State Alcorn game. I was just finishing up grad school, doing my event planning and party promoting, and I just remember her coming down the stairs. Our friend Dennis Johnson. We have a mutual friend, Dennis Johnson, who's an instructional coach in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
And he hit me up and he told me that, hey, look, I'm bringing a few friends. That okay? Told him I would have him covered at the door. And when Dennis came down, I saw this girl behind him, and I just said to myself, "Look, bro, I gotta have her. Like, what's her story?" And we've been going strong ever since. My dad always tells me, as much as you travel all around, you ended up finding a girl from Waterproof, Louisiana. And, the best decision I ever made in my life.
Wow.
We have two beautiful girls, Briley Marsalis, just turned 11, and Mallory, who will be 4 on tomorrow. So I'm blessed beyond measure to have a beautiful wife that's supportive of everything that I do. I have 2 children that are behaved, well-mannered. They keep me on my toes. They keep me motivated. They keep my mind sharp, and they give me a reason to wake up every day and grind and just provide for them. So they've been a blessing.
That's awesome, man. It's funny how life works out sometimes, isn't it?
Absolutely.
This big old world, and then
I tell you,
walking down the stairs.
My mom always told me, if you have a plan, God's going to laugh at you. So I've always said I'd be all around the world doing this, that, and the other, and I'm still right here, born and raised right here. Born and raised in Vidalia, Louisiana. I'm in my second house here in Natchez, Mississippi, and I think it's the best decision I ever made.
Yeah, that's right, man. God's going to put you where he needs you.
Absolutely.
No matter what we think we're going to do.
Absolutely.
Man. So is your daughter, your 11-year-old, she a good student?
Excellent student. Has never made a B on one report card. Want to get her back in softball and get her back active. With the pandemic and everything, we kind of held her out of some activities, but an avid reader, excellent student. Just proud of the young woman that she's becoming. She's got great guide on how to be a woman right there with her mother. She stays on her. We have very high expectations for her, and I can honestly say she meets those expectations every day she wakes up. So extremely
awesome.
proud of her.
I love that, man. That's awesome. We just wanted to introduce you to our newest partner, Natchez Heating and Cooling. They called us and said, hey guys, we love what you're doing, and we've got to be a part of spreading positivity throughout the Miss Lou. So make sure to tell those guys thank you when you see them, and give them a call for all of your heating and cooling needs.
Come see us for all your handmade and fine jewelry needs here at 415 Main Street in Natchez, Mississippi. You can also find us on the web at riseandshinestudio.com. Always remember to smile big, shine bright, and enjoy the journey.
Let's talk a little bit about. Let's go back to what you were just saying about growing up in the Miss Lou. Let's talk a little bit about the friendships and just growing up in a small town.
I mean, growing up in a small town, everyone says has its advantages and disadvantages. I mean, I can only think of the advantages I've had. One benefit about being in a small community is the relationships you build with people. I think is vital when you can go in a grocery store and you can shake hands and talk with your mayor and with your politicians, your aldermen, your city supervisors, and things of that sort. I've had the same group of best friends since I was in third grade. And Robert Walker, who's still here in this area as assistant chief with the sheriff's department in Vidalia, and C.J. Williams, who's doing well in Louisiana, and Rodney Washington. I mean, my core group of guys, we've stayed close-knit since third grade. I don't see that changing at all. We talk every day. Through technology, of course, group me and things of that sort. Keep us connected, even though, we're in different fields, different states, different careers. We all have families and things of that sort. We can't, be around each other physically as much as we want to, but, we still have that close bond. And I hold that extremely true to my heart. Like those friendships, the networking aspects of things in this community that are vital. And when you have a small knit community, you can take advantage of those type of things.
No doubt. Whenever I got to LSU, we had some, me and Jeff Ferguson and several others down there, and they're like, "How long have y'all known each other?"
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't even remember not knowing this guy.
Right.
And they were blown away, and that was whenever it first hit me, because I was like, man, not everybody had it like us.
Right. You have those people that are a staple in your life.
Yeah.
And you never want them to leave. They bring out the best in you. They keep you grounded. You need friends in your life that are going to keep you in pocket. If you get I take pride in having people around me that are not yes man.
That's right.
If I'm doing something that's kind of out of line, out of character, they can pull me to the side and say, man, that I don't think that's in your best interest, or, that's not you. I never have to be anything other than myself around them. And so keeping them around me is the best thing ever for me.
And I think that's important, and I think that goes back to your quality of person and who you are. You have to be a certain amount of okay with yourself.
Absolutely.
To be able to take somebody telling you that.
Absolutely.
Hey, man, you're getting offline. You
Right.
can't get mad at them
Absolutely.
for telling you that.
Absolutely.
And I think that says a lot about your character,
Right.
to be able to not only not get mad at it, but seek that out and look for it.
Yeah, I think that's important for everybody. Everybody, we all have to have a sense of self-accountability. You got to look yourself in the mirror and be honest with yourself.
Speaking of self-accountability, you kind of hit the parent jackpot, didn't you? Let's talk about your parents a little bit.
And look, I tell anybody that ever asked me, you go around town, everybody was either coached by my dad, taught by my mom and dad, mentored by my mom and dad. And I'm blessed beyond measure to have two parents that have loved and cared for me throughout the duration of my life. Like, me and my sister are the luckiest kids, most blessed kids that you could ever think of. We always had we were never rich, but we never wanted for anything. Anything we ever needed or wanted, we always had. We always had that close family environment. For me, it was the closest thing to a TV show or a TV sitcom you could have. I just always had great memories with my mom and dad, great lessons that they always taught me and instilled in me that I still hold true today. I'm nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, without them. I know a lot of friends of mine and things of that sort, and even kids that I mentor and coach at the gym that, they didn't have a mom in the house their whole life. They didn't have a father in their house the whole life. So I really don't know where my life would be without my mom and dad, and I'm glad I never had to go through that, because I consider myself a successful person. Not because of the amount of money I make or the business I have or things of that sort. It's just the morals, the standards that they instilled in me, the character that they built within me. the lessons that they taught me that, like I said, it still holds true to me today, and I still carry it in my everyday walk of life. I'm blessed and successful because of that. And without them, I know I wouldn't have that. So they've created a great support system for my wife and my children. Uh, again, without them, great grandparents love taking their kids. I know a lot of grandparents probably don't want to
Yeah.
have their grandkids a lot
Get
of
them
the
back.
time.
Get them back.
But between between my in-laws, my wife's parents, and my actual parents, I mean, I couldn't ask for a better support system. And being in Natchez, Mississippi, I mean, they love having their grandbabies around, and we love that they are in their lives.
Your in-laws are here also?
Yeah, they're right there in Waterproof, Louisiana.
Yeah, they're still in Waterproof. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Did your dad ever coach you?
My dad coached me in youth basketball, as a matter of fact, 5th and 6th grade.
He was a tough guy.
Tough guy.
Was he tougher on you?
Absolutely. He always prided he was big on hard work. On one thing he always taught me was, you can work hard, but that doesn't mean you're actually going to play and things of that sort. And that's something I carry over to the gym now. I think a lot of kids now, they know they work hard at the things they're good at, and they don't attack the aspects that they're weak on or their flaws. Another thing about self-accountability, hard work's not going to get you on the field or on the court or on the baseball diamond. I believe hard work gets you noticed, but the things that you're working on need to be able to translate to the field or translate to the court and translate to the baseball diamond. And you got to produce at the end of the day. I think a lot of kids don't understand that. In high school, I think I was an extremely hard worker. When I got to college, I learned on how to work hard at the aspects on, how to watch film, how to break down my feet when I'm on depth.
The details.
The major details, don't line up at 6 yards. You need to be at 7 yards. You need to hit this hole at this speed. You need to be patient, wait on your block and things of that sort. So if I could tell any kids anything right now about hard work, is don't think because you're the first one in the weight room and you're you're the strongest lifter, you're the fastest runner. That kind of stuff gets you noticed, but everything has to translate on the field and you have to produce. So everything needs to line up with you being able to produce on the field, be dependable in the classroom, be a dependable teammate. The coach has to be able to trust you.
Yeah.
And if they can trust you in the weight room, they can trust you when you're running field drills. And most importantly, on those Friday nights when those lights are bright and they can trust you then, you got a good foundation to be successful.
It's funny that you mentioned that too, because I was just listening to a podcast a couple of days ago with Kobe Bryant, and he was talking about his progression. He was talking about how I think whenever he was 11 years old, he played a summer league and didn't score a point.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time he was 14, he was killing everybody. And he said that one thing that he noticed was that you would have the kid that's 6'2" at that age, killing everybody,
mm-hmm.
but they a lot of times they never developed.
Right.
And the coaches didn't push them, the kids didn't push themselves. It was just, I'm bigger than everybody. Someone dropped the ball in the bucket, right. And he said, I was working on the details. I was working on the free throws and all of those little things. So I think that there's some
mechanics
value.
And everything like that. Absolutely.
Welcome to your new hospital, Trinity Medical. Located in Faraday, Trinity Medical is the only acute care facility in the Tri-Parish area. Here you will find an active pursuit of holistic health, a strong, honest group of clinicians, and a consciousness of others that transcends the 80,000 square feet committed to you and your loved ones. Trinity Medical. People you know, caring for people you love.
knew that I worked with your mom for a little
Absolutely.
while whenever I was in the school system.
Right in the JAG program.
Yeah,
That's
she
still
taught me.
rolling.
She taught me a lot, man. She was awesome.
She's a natural teacher. She's a literary coach at Vidalia Upper right now. Uh, you're talking about over 45 years of experience in education, and the one thing I love about my mother is she is sharp as a tack.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't, I didn't know my mother teaching in the 80s or anything like that, but I think she's just as sharp now as she was back then.
I agree.
Another person that's truly a person that's going to pay attention to detail. If you give her rubric to go over for a certain program or a certain curriculum, she reads it top to bottom, has a full understanding of it, can go teach it, can go observe it, and give you critiques on this, that, and the other. I think she was instrumental in you learning that JAG program.
No doubt about
Something that was a new grant program in Concordia Parish that's still flourishing right now. I'm proud to say she had a big part in that. You always give her kudos to mentoring you with that JAG program. And
no doubt about it.
She kind of let you run with it, and you excel with it. When you left it in a good place. I think it's still rolling. And it's one of our better programs that we have in Concordia Parish that we're still proud of.
Yeah. It was funny because she would come to me and I'm trying to figure out the day-to-day things. Mm-hmm. And your mom comes to me and she's like, on page 47 of the grant, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Like she knew the details of what needed to be done.
Again, and you need people like that.
It was amazing.
You need people like that. I think when you have people that, like my mom, and I can brag on her all day about this, she sets a standard. And she's not going to beat you down on to get to the standard. She's going to challenge and push you. She knows how to push certain buttons in you. Like what you said, hey, page 47 of the grant. I bet you went home the next day and you probably read the thing front to back.
Yeah.
And she set a standard. She expects people to get to that standard so everybody can excel. At the end of the day, when we have teachers, administrators, supervisors, when we have everybody hitting benchmarks, hitting numbers, as our superintendent is big on numbers, setting standards, hitting benchmarks so we can analyze numbers and see where we are. When you have that, eventually it just helps the kids, and that's the main thing.
That's the main goal.
Everything we do is to make sure the children of the parish are getting the resources they need to be successful, and they can be the best citizens that they can be.
I think you hit on it with your mom talking about pushing the right buttons. One thing that I really appreciated, I had never taught before, mm-hmm. and we would be on these bus rides, and she did it a lot different than I did. She was very much paperwork, like mm-hmm. she was just detailed and paperwork and all that. And I'm very detailed in many ways, but in a classroom, I'm more like I'm just talking to the kids and stuff.
Right.
And she saw that, and she kind of coached me how to take my strengths mm-hmm. and use them. She didn't say you have to do it like I do.
Absolutely.
She said, you're really good at this. And we had that conversation. She said, I'm good at doing it this way, and you're really good at doing it this way. And that conversation kind of opened me up, and I was like, it's okay to do it this way.
Absolutely.
And she saw that, and she's the person that I give the credit to really giving me that next step, and then we were able to really do some things.
Absolutely. And I don't think you have to be a traditional teacher. There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to run a 9 route in football, outside, inside release. So my mom was a traditional teacher. When she was coming up, it was supposed to be done a certain way. You dress a certain way. You talk, the vernacular, everything was a certain way. One of your main things that I always commend you on is your ability to communicate. I think I can put you in the White House and you can talk to President Biden, or you could talk to a homeless person on the street and you would connect with them the same way. So with kids, you have to learn how to talk to them on their level. And once you reach them, they'll run through a wall for you. It's no different than, a coach that you really take pride in playing for. You'll run through a wall for a coach. You don't need a motivational speech at halftime.
Yeah.
You understand what the standard is and what's expected of you and just go out there and do it. So, you got to be able to communicate well, take the things that you're really good at, put that in your instruction, and you connect to children. And you connect to the children, you end up being successful beyond measure.
Well, I'm glad that she gave me that freedom. She gave me that confidence to take those skills, because there was a little point where I didn't know. I felt like I had to do everything a certain way, and she said no. Because she's very good at the traditional way. She gets results.
Absolutely.
But she kind of freed me and said,
find your own niche
Keep
and do your own
going.
thing. Right.
Growing up, my parents always encouraged me to do what's right, even if it wasn't easy. I'd always hear my mother's voice say, "Do the right thing." That stuck with me. Every day, just do the right thing. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
For auto, home, life, or business insurance, see Shelter Agent Sabrina Dore.
If you like what we're doing here at Miss Lou Champion Spotlight, make sure to like, follow, share on Facebook and Instagram, and visit our website, MissLouChampions.com. It costs you nothing, and it helps us to continue to shine the spotlight on awesome people right here in our community. Well, speaking of coaches that motivate you, I think you played for one of our former champions on this show, Coach Faircloth.
D. Faircloth of the Delia legend.
Look, what a guy.
What a guy. What a guy.
Anybody that knows Coach Faircloth knows what I'm
That's
saying.
his
What
saying.
a guy.
That's his saying.
Goodness. Tell me about a good Coach Faircloth story.
Whew, so many of them, man. Goodness gracious. I remember my freshman year. Of course, freshman year, we're dressing out 70, 80 guys, wasn't playing a lot. I remember we were playing block high school. Charles Branch was quarterback. Charles Branch about 6'1", had to be about 205, just a pure athlete. I think we were up about 41-6, and he put us freshmen in there. And I remember Charles Branch came off the corner, and I came up, I was playing defense back at the time, and I bowled my back, and I came in for the hit, and he just ran me flat open. He put his foot right in my chest. And I remember coming off the sideline, and coach said, looked like he stepped on you pretty good there, and had a big mud mark like right in the middle of my jersey. I remember he always used to joke with me about having short arms. Like, boy, you never took the genes to your dad. You got those short arms. It's easy to overthrow you every time. You got your mama's arms and this, that, and other. One thing I can always say about Coach Faircloth was he was one of those old school coaches. Again, the standard. He set a standard. You knew what to expect out of him every time. He was the most prepared coach I've ever been around in my life. I played at Alcorn State University, and having a structured coach like Coach Faircloth, you knew what to expect. Going to practice at 3:45, you're getting out at 9 o'clock. Everything was structured. But we never went into a game where we didn't know what the offense and defense weren't going to do. Yeah. The scouting report was to the T, always prepared. So as a freshman going into a senior in high school, I can never think of a game where we were never prepared. Everything they did, we knew what was going on. And he was a teacher by nature. Again, I think people have a misconception about coaches. Coaches are pure teachers. The install of offense and defense, paying attention to details on where to be, why you have to be there, the importance of, why you're at this yardage, why you're at this mark, and things of that sort. A teacher by nature, a nurturer by nature. Been around his family for as much as I can remember. My third dog was a dog that Coach Faircloth gave me when I was in 5th grade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's how far we go back. My dad coached with Coach Faircloth, had the utmost respect for him and his family. I worked for his wife my senior year. She was more than a nurturing person for me when I worked for the city court of clerk's office. My senior year, loved her to death, and his children. He's a staple in the Vidalia community. It's a reason why he's got a street named after him and a stadium. You don't get that just for the wins and losses, but you get that because of the mentoring and what you mean to a community. Small knit communities like this, you have your ministers, you have your administrators, and you got your coaches. He mentored so many guys that didn't have parents that didn't have that structure at home, maybe. And most of the discipline that some of our guys got probably came from him. And I don't think you can put a price tag on that. I don't think there's a number of awards or any kind of accolades you can get from that. I mean, the impact that he's had on the Miss Lou community is immeasurable. And like I said, I can't say anything bad about Coach Fairclough. I enjoyed my 4 years with him. I've known him most of my whole life, and he's a legend. What else can you say about that? What a guy!
Yeah, what a guy! What a guy! Yeah, I'm a little envious of guys like your dad and Coach, guys who get to reach so many young people and really mold their lives.
Absolutely,
They have an opportunity to reach people in a way that a lot of others don't.
absolutely.
From regular family checkups to sedation dentistry, orthodontics and cosmetic dentistry, experience dental care the way it was meant to be. Right around the corner from a name you can trust, Miss Lou Family Dentistry.
Hey guys, we just wanted to take a minute and tell you about our awesome partners who make this show possible. Trinity Medical, Sabrina Dore Agency, Miss Lou Family Dentistry, Go Mart and On The Go Deli, Natchez Heating and Cooling and Plumbing, Concordia Bank and Trust, member FDIC, Hicks Chicks, the Brandon Iron Steakhouse, Hampton Inn and Suites, Natchez, Intensive Home Health Care, the Continental Cook at the Carriage House, Rise and Shine Studio, and Rolling in the Dough. So make sure to let these businesses know how much you appreciate them helping us spread positivity throughout the community. And remember, tell the Miss Lou Champions sent you. Let's jump a little bit ahead to your college days playing ball.
I tell people this all the time. My time at Alcorn State University was the best 3.5 years of my life. I pledged in Alpha Alpha Fraternity Incorporated there. Made some of the best relationships I could ever think of. And I remember when we lost to West St. John in the semifinals in 2003. I just know I never wanted to take those pads off. Had a lot of people kind of, doubting my decision to go to Alcorn and go play football. Why do you want to play football? When it's something you're passionate about, it really doesn't matter what other people think. You just I made that contract with myself, like Kobe Bryant says.
Yeah, that's right.
I made that contract with myself a long time ago. I would give it a shot. And Dr. Johnny Thomas gave me my shot. I remember taking my highlight tapes to him, and I took them to Pete Richardson at Southern University. Took them myself. And Coach Thomas told me, look, we're full up for training camp, but you can come first day of school if you make it. You'll have a spot. And we had 23 walk-ons that year. Me and my college roommate, O.D. Howard, we were the only ones that made it out of 22. Best experience of my life playing ball at Alcorn. I was never a starter or anything like that. I wasn't a star player. But I found my role on the team, playing on special teams, being a mentor to the younger kids. Again, learning how to truly work hard and work at my flaws, pay attention to details by watching film. Coached by Coach John McKenzie, just won a state championship at Valdosta High School, played at Jackson State. Coach Richard Miles, second all-time leading passer in Alcorn State's history, only behind Steve McNair.
Aaron McNair.
Yeah. Just great memories playing ball at Alcorn. It's immeasurable, all the memories that you have. I miss the locker room jokes. I miss the long road trips. I miss going to Southern University, playing on the hump. I miss going to Alabama. Hostile territory all the time.
What's it like walking into a place like that?
Oh, man. You hear it all.
They're ready to get on you, aren't they?
Our coach always used to say, once we cross this hump, if you're not ready, just get off the bus. And as a freshman going into that environment, the fans travel well when they used to come to Alcorn. I mean, that's when the lights are the brightest. That's when you want to play. Jackson State Capital City Classic, call it the Soul Bowl now. When I was playing, it was Capital City Classic. Going to Jackson State, you knew what to expect. You're going to hear it all, negative, positive. You block out the noise. You know what you're going to do. I miss those days. I miss strapping it up every day. best memories of my life. Those 3.5 years at Alcorn, those years of playing ball.
That's got to be so much fun. I bet whenever you're at halftime, some of those games, you're like, I got to check out the band. Like, come on, coach.
Look, most of the time in the SWAC,
Yeah.
HBCUs, sometimes, the team's not doing too well. The band is the show.
Yeah.
It is an experience, and I'll tell anybody, PWIs are incredible. You got, we get the best of both worlds. You got LSU, you got Alabama down there in Tuscaloosa, you got Auburn, you got Tech.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can also go to Grambling. You can go to Alcorn.
Yeah.
You can go to Mississippi State. You can sit there and go to Jackson State. And you get the best of both worlds. You get that SEC experience.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a true HBCU experience. And I'll tell you, for me personally, it's nothing like an HBCU experience. Just the atmosphere, the culture, the band, just
We'll have
the
to go
fun
to a
on
game
campus.
with you this
Oh,
year.
man, come on. You come to the reservation, it's just like home. Come to the Alpha Tent, you're going to eat good.
Yeah, I'm in, man.
Whatever you want to drink. We'll show you a good time.
I'm going to hold you to
want a
it.
bottle of water, you want a bottle of bourbon, we got it covered. Everybody just treats everybody so well on that night. And like we were talking about before these cameras came on, if we could take those 3.5 hours, the way those kids respond to us and the way we respond to those children, if we just treated each other like that, we wouldn't have to worry about war.